Clare Baker, former Clutterholic, founder of Clutterclearing.net. Apologies for not having recorded an update video for quite a while. It has been a busy summer. I hope you've had a good summer as well. We're definitely into autumn, the trees are changing. I love this time of year. But we can get to a bit of an autumn with our clutter clearing journey, can't we? Where it's like the energy of that initial summer and spring is fading a little. But don't worry, it will come back. We will get through autumn, which is the quietening down time for the winter. Take a break over the winter, like most people do, and get back to it in the spring. My Success Club clients are doing really well. Most of them managed to maintain over the summer, and the couple that didn't, it wasn't crisis by any means. It only took them a couple of clutter clearing sessions and a couple of weeks back on track to get back into the routine of maintaining and clearing. So extremely proud of all of my Success Club members. I think we're up to about 12 rooms that are completely clutter free and are staying clutter free now. So that's a huge success in terms of the Success Club. So what have I been up to over the summer? It's been pretty busy, trying to sell mother-in-law's flat so that she can move nearer to us as she turns 81. She was turned 81 last week. So we took her out for the day and treated her. Yeah, the housing market isn't doing so great, is it? So that's been pretty quiet. I decided to go back to basics. While my Success Club members were on their summer break, I decided to go back to the basics of where clutter clearing kind of began. When I started clutter clearing, I didn't just start doing it full time straight away, not by any means. Setting up a business doesn't enable you to do that financially. And what I did back in 2001 was that I did temporary work, temporary office type work. And I did some contracts as well. I was a project manager, interestingly for a recycling company as well here in Banbury. That's my connection with moving to Banbury. Really enjoyed it and really enjoyed the temping, because what I used to do was 2-3 weeks of temping in an office to build up the money so that I could then take a couple of weeks off to do clutter clearing, working with clients and doing projects that I needed to for that. And I decided that because next year is the 18th anniversary of clutter clearing beginning, which means that now around this time, I wish I'd taken a note of the date, but around this time is actually the 18th anniversary of me being completely clutter free and managing to maintain it. So I thought, you know what? The world has moved on hugely in the last 18 years. I've been immersed in helping people clear their clutter. I want to make sure that the advice and the guidance that I give people is still as relevant and up to date and practical as it can be. I obviously do a lot of professional reading. I keep up to date with the psychology and, if you like, the theory of things that are relevant to us when we're on our clutter clearing journey. But that's not quite the same as actually what works. What are the options? What are the choices? Especially with those who are maintaining their paperwork and finances by doing their weekly paperwork and finance clutter clearing sessions. So going back to the temping not only meant that I could save a little bit of money for Christmas by getting paid for going and doing the temping, but it also meant that I could just be aware of what other things are going on out there in terms of the paperwork, the finances, the legality of things going on. Because earlier this year here in the UK we had something called GDPR introduced, which is about protecting people's data and what you can and can't pass on. Now, if you subscribe to the Clutter Clearing Top Tips, you will know that I will never ever sell or pass on your details. I don't like spam. I'm not going to let somebody spam you with emails to try and get you to buy things. I've had storage companies who've contacted me saying, oh, we could work together, your clients would find our things useful. I go, no, they wouldn't. They need to clear the clutter, not stick it in storage. Very firm about that. So I will never pass on your details at all. But it does have other implications potentially as well. To us on a personal level, we've always been very aware, haven't we, of the need to protect our identity. But I just wondered whether there were other things that might be useful. So I spent, was it a month? I think July, most of July in one company, actually doing it. I suppose it was a bit like a call centre. It wasn't a call centre, but it was taking a lot of calls and doing administration. I learned some very useful things there in terms of we no longer need to keep as much paper. Now, obviously, I knew we didn't need to keep as much paper, but the world of technology is now such that we really don't need to keep as much paper as we were keeping. And there are things that we can do on email, for example, that can make our lives a lot easier, quicker, smoother. Make sure that dealing with our paperwork and email clutter isn't such a time-consuming task. So that was great for learning for that. Quite stressful, which is saying something because I don't normally feel stressed. And then I've spent some time working for the local council. That's been really interesting as well, because obviously GDPR, this data protection thing, really affects them. And what's fascinating is that they are really on the way to being paperless. So that's been really useful for learning. And I've really enjoyed it because I've been working for two assistant directors there. So doing a PA office manager role, and it never ceases to amaze me that 20 years ago, when I was last a PA office manager at British Red Cross, loved my time there. We were very paper orientated. So the director there that I used to work for, things were coming on by paper. And so it was very much a physical, manual, tangible job. And obviously the phone calls and the diary management. Now, it's email. It's like the silent clutter, because they don't receive things hard copy. Everything is on email, and my goodness, if you don't keep on top of it. And it's amazing because I don't take any real phone calls during the day, but the email is just constant. The two assistant directors are getting about 30 emails a day. So again, learning, realising ways of dealing and managing with that are transferable to the world of clutter, clearing it and controlling it. So I'm looking forward to bringing that knowledge and experience and feedback that I've had over the summer to my clients in the new year. Well, obviously the Success Club clients at the moment, but because I'm not taking on any new clients at the moment, it will be of benefit to everybody come the new year. So yeah, I've actually really enjoyed it. Yeah, like I say, the theory, I'm aware of a lot of theory because I do a lot of professional reading, but there's nothing quite like turning it into practice. And it struck me this morning that actually that's exactly the same as with the clutter clearing. A lot of my clients over the years have known about the clutter and understood the theory behind it. They've perhaps read articles specifically on clutter or psychology, so they have a huge understanding, but they don't turn it into action. And it's only action that is going to create the change that we need in terms of our clutter and our homes. I can't remember who said the quote, so forgive me, but there's a quote that I often quote that says, "A man is not remembered for what he was going to do. We're only remembered for what we actually do." And that to me is the whole theory's great, but it's the action that matters. It's the action that makes the difference. So again, really looking forward to transferring that action that I did over the summer, getting the practical experience of what is out in there in that world, in the world of controlling the clutter, controlling the emails, controlling the paperwork, that I can apply and share with my clients. So that's really exciting. I have also been developing Clutter College, which is coming for 2019. This is kind of the culmination of everything over the last 18 years that I have shared with clients and members, that I have trialed, that I've done perhaps on a small scale, and rolled it all into one. It feels significant that we're coming up to 18 years, coming of age, 18, and it really feels as if this Clutter College program that is going to be available in the new year, as of the new year, is just bringing everything together, everything that I have learned and realised. The way that we clear our clutter using the clutter clearing process, that does not change. That has not changed at all in the last 18 years. But the way that I share that, the way that you can follow that clutter clearing process in a way that provides you all of the success factors that you need, the support, the knowledge, the understanding, the action, the feedback and learning. Clutter College is going to bring all of that together, and it's actually really exciting. So I will be letting you know about that in the next few weeks. And in fact, we're going to have a taster week where you will be able to try out some of the courses that are going to be available as part of Clutter College. That taster week is actually going to be the penultimate week in November, the third week in November. The week in November, that is Thanksgiving. And those that decide to take advantage of that taster week, to try out a couple of the options, will be able to join me on a Thanksgiving dinner. I've always wanted to do a Thanksgiving dinner. My husband has always poo-pooed it. But I just like the idea of a month before Christmas saying, hey, we acknowledge that, the year is coming to a close, and, we're going to be thankful for what has happened and for what is to come. So, the Clutter Clearing Taster Week will be during Thanksgiving week, the third week in November. So you might want to just pencil that in your diary at the moment. More details will be coming out, I hope, in the next week. Even though it's a Sunday today, I am going to be spending today finalising that so I can launch it on the website and send you details. So it's an exciting time. It's been busy. You know me, I don't like to be bored. Always lots on the go. So I hope your summer has been enjoyable and productive as well. And if you have struggled with your clutter clearing journey, don't worry, you're not alone. I know I say this all the time. As long as you don't take that as an opportunity to procrastinate, if you have struggled with your clutter clearing journey this year, that's fine. Let's just decide that next year, 2019, the clutter clearing 18th year of existence, will be your year. That by this time next year, you will be well on the way, if not completely there, on your clutter clearing journey. I know from my weight loss journey how tough it can be. I had essentially plateaued for a year up until about 3 weeks ago. I had a huge light bulb moment 2-3 weeks ago that I never realised that I actually needed, and it's just got me totally back on track and focused and motivated. I maintained for that year. I didn't gain weight. I did over last Christmas, but I have lost that weight, and I am back losing again, and yeah, it definitely feels like it's all taking flight again. So I know firsthand that it is a challenge. The trick is to put your hand up and go, I need some help. I did that, as you know. I got some counselling. I had that for 3 years. I finished that a month ago because I felt at a point where I could actually cope on my own. It's there if I need it again, but I feel like, life has changed over the last 3 years in a good way. It can be the same for you with your clutter challenge. I'm going to stop waffling now I'm going to get on with finishing off the website so that I can update the details about this Clutter College programme for next year, hopefully today. Probably not, but hopefully so. My husband's in the house doing decorating, so all is good. He's playing with his toys. I can play with my toys, which is Clutter College. Look out for another video from me. It won't be so long, I promise. Yeah, I look forward to helping you further on your clutter clearing journey. All right. In the meantime, take care. Bye-bye.